Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vikshakansatamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभया एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you everyone for joining for everyday Bhagavad Gita class. I would like to take the blessings from all of the assembled Vaishnavas. Please bless me so that I can speak something relevant in the subject matter of Bhagavad Gita as it is. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So as we all know that we are reading the chapter 18 of Bhagavad Gita. Does anyone know what is the name of the chapter? Of 18 chapter we are reading from quite a long time now. I'll try to share my screen meanwhile. It is not 18.8. 1 second. It's not showing my 18.8 screen. Can anybody help me out with the chapter 18 name meanwhile?
The perfection of renunciation, Mataji.
Thank you, Kirti. Perfection of renunciation. Since we are reading for a long time, I'm not sure. I'm not able to see my screen. Prabhuji, can you share 18.68? Or I can try one more time. Yeah, now I can see. I was able to share. Thank you. So, as we have already completed lot of the verses in this chapter, and now we are almost towards the end of this chapter, and we'll recite these verses, this 1868 together. And I think we'll recite 2 verses together, and then we'll go and try to understand what these verses meant for us. So please repeat after me. Ya idam paramam guhyam
Yadidam paramam guhyam
मद्भक्तेष्वभिधास्यति
madbhakteshva
Jati
avidasyati
Avishasate
भक्तिं मयि परमां कृत्वा
Bhakti
bhakti
Mai
mai
Param
param
Kripya
kripya
मामिवास्यति असंशया
mam
Mam
evashyati
Evaishati
samshaya
Ashamshaya
या इदं परमां गुह्यं
ya idam
Ya
paramam
Idam Paramam
guhyam
Guyam
भक्तेष्वभिधास्यति
madbhakteshva
Madbhaktesha
avidasyati
Avishati
भक्तिं मयि परमां कृत्वा
bhakti
Bhakti
mai
Mai Paramam
param kripya
Kripya
मामिवास्यति असंशया
mam
Mam
evashyati
Evashati
samshaya
Ashamshaya
या इदं परमां गुह्यं
ya idam
Ya
paramam
Idam Paramam
guhyam
Guyam
मद्भक्तस्य
madbhakteshva
Madbhaktesha
avidasyati
Avishati
भक्तिं मयि परां कृत्वा
bhakti
Bhakti
mai
Mai Param
param
Kripya
kripya
मामिवास्यति असंशया
mam
Mam
evashyati
Evashati
samshaya
Ashamshaya
One would
ya
like to
idam paramam guhyam
या
Ya Idam Paramam Gujyam
madbhakteshva avidasyati
Madbhakteshu Avidashati
bhakti mai param krutva
Bhakti
भक्तिं
Mai Param Kritva
mam evaishyati asamshaya
Mam Evashati Ashamshaya
Ya idam paramam guhyam
ya idam
Ya
paramam
Idam Paramam
guhyam
Gujyam
मद्भक्तेष्व अभिधायति
मद्भक्तेषु
मद्भक्तेषु
अभिधायते
अभिदास्यति
भक्तिं मयि परां कृत्वा
भक्तिं मयि
परां
परां
कृत्वा
कृत्वा
माम् एवष्यति असंशय
माम् एवेष्यति
एवैष्यति
असंशया
यद्
या
या
इदं
इदं
परमं
परं
गुह्यं
गुह्यम्
मद्भक्तेश अभिषेयत
मद्भक्तेषु
मद्भक्तेषु
अभिदर्शयति
अभिदास्यति
भक्तिं मयि परां कृत्वा
भक्तिं
भक्तिं
मयि
मयि
परं कृत्वा
परां कृत्वा
माम् एवयति अंशय
माम् एवेष्यति
एवैष्यसि असंशया
असंशया
या इदं परमं गुह्यं
या
या
इदं
इदं
परमं
परमं
गुह्यं
गुह्यम्
मद्भक्तेश विद्यासति
मद्भक्तेषु
मद्भक्तेषु
अभिदास्यते
अभिदर्शयति
भक्तिं मयि परं कृत्वा
भक्तिं
भक्तिं
मयि
मयि
परां
परं
कृत्वा
कृत्वा
मामेव शशिय संशय
मामेवैष्यति
मामेवेष्यति
असंशया
असंशया
we'll read few lines. Anyone would like to recite? Okay. Yeah, anyone who
Yeah, anyone who
यनयं हूँ
idam this
इदं
idam
दिस
this
paramam most
परमं
paramam
मोस्ट
most
confidential secret
guhyam
confidential
confidential
secret
secret
path of mine
mat
math
of
of
mine
mine
bhakteshu amongst
bhakteshu
bhaktishu
amongst
devotees
devotees
amongst
abhidashati
devotees abhidasyate
अभिदानशयति
bhaktim
bhaktim
भक्तिं
devotional service
devotional
devotional
service
service
may unto me
may
my
unto me
unto me
paraham transcendental
param
param
transcendental
transcendental
who are doing
kritva
kritva
doing
doing
harm unto me
mam
mam
unto
unto
me
me
eva certainly
eva
eva
certainly
certainly
ishyati comes
ishyate
Ishwati
comes
comes
asamshaya without doubt.
Asham
asamshaya without doubt.
without doubt
Christ joined grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Generally, it is advised that Bhagavad Gita be discussed among the devotees only. For those who are not devotees will understand neither Krishna nor Bhagavad Gita. Those who do not accept Krishna as he is and Bhagavad Gita as it is should not try to explain Bhagavad Gita whimsically and become offenders. Bhagavad Gita should be explained to persons who are ready to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is a subject matter for the devotees only and not for philosophical speculators. Anyone, however, who tries sincerely to present Bhagavad Gita as it is will advance in devotional activities and reach the pure devotional state of life. As a result of such pure devotion, he is sure to go back home, back to Godhead. So we'll also just recite together this and then we'll start discussing. Nacha tasman manusheshu
acha tashman manisheshu
kaschin me priyakritamaha
कश्चिन् मे प्रियकृत्तमः
kavita nacha me tasmat
भविता नाचाम्ये तस्मात्
anya priyataro bhuvi
अन्यप्रियतर भुवि
nacha tasman manusheshu
न च तस्मन् मनुष्येषु
kaschin me priyakritamaha
कश्चिन् मे
कश्चिन्मे
प्रियकृत्तमः
प्रियकृतमः
kavita nacha me tasmat
भविता
भविता
नाचाम्ये तस्मात्
anya priyataro bhuvi
अन्यप्रियतर भुवि
nacha tasman manusheshu
Na cha tasman manisheshu.
Kastin me priyakritama.
Kaschin me priyakritamaha.
Kavita nacha me tasmat.
Bhavita na cha me tasmat.
Anya priyataro bhuvi.
Anya priya taro bhuvi.
I'll say the synonyms. Synonyms. Na, never.
Na never.
Cha, and.
Cha and.
Then him. Tasmat, then him.
Tasmat. Then him.
Manusheshu.
Manisheshu. Among men.
Kaschit.
Kaschit.
Anyone.
Anyone. Me.
Priyakritamaha.
Priya krita tamaha.
Oh dear.
More
More
dear.
dear.
Kavita will become.
Kavita will become.
Nor.
Na nor.
Cha
Cha
and
and.
me too.
Tasmat, then him.
Tasma
Tashmat than him.
Anya, another.
Anya another.
Priyatara,
Priya taraha.
dearer.
Tira
Dearer.
Bhuvi in this world.
Who will be in this world?
There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. So we'll go to the previous words and try to discuss. So again, I'll just read the translation. For one who explained the supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. And in 69, Krishna says that there will be that person who explains the science. There cannot be anyone more dearer than that person. So we'll just try to understand. So as yesterday Pyare Prabhu was speaking about this 67 verse, that he also mentioned that because Krishna says that it should not be discussed outside the devotees, but how then we make more more person to be Krishna conscious. So Prabhupada says that we the devotee of the Lord is devotee of the Lord knows the desire of the Lord. So pure devotees, they really know exactly what Krishna wants. So Krishna, even though he says, because it's being trouble, right, Prabhupada was mentioning that to make one devotee I have to shed around 100 tons of blood. So it's not easy to make a single devotee of the Lord, because people will think that what is this worshipping the Lord, and why we are enjoying our life, we are sleeping 9-10 hours a day, and we are going to our job, we are getting so much money, and then why we need to worship the Lord. So they have this kind of thinking. So Prabhupada really clearly mentioned, and the four big principles of attaining the pure devotional service are no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication. So but Prabhupada says that these are the pillars of life, like for the people, meat eating, illicit sex, gambling, and intoxication. These are their basics of the life. Like we have the we say the basics of the lives are at least the food, shelter, that things should be there. You should have some clothes to wear, food to eat, and shelter to live. But for these most of the people nowadays in Kali Yuga, their basics are we should have illicit relationship, we should have intoxication. Without that, they do not consider that's a life. So that's their basics of the life. So how to teach these person is very difficult. And as Prabhuji was mentioning, Pyare Prabhu, yesterday, that we have to discriminate, when we try to approach, definitely, because as I mentioned that the devotee, pure devotee, will know the desire of the heart of Krishna. Krishna becomes very happy when a conditioned soul turns towards him. Why? Because Krishna, even you think, right, in this life also we have so many relationships, and then with the friends, or when we were child, we have some friends in our first class, second class, 10th class, 12th class. college, and then how many relationship change, right, over a period of time. Maybe we are not in contact with our friends who were there in our fifth class, but they were our life and soul. If you remember that the kids, kids try to play together. So fifth, 5 year 6 year old kid want to play with the same age group. So they were think that they are our life and soul, our friends. So but it keeps on changing. When I am the college, then my life and soul is a college mate or the college friend or whoever it is. So it keeps on changing, but one person, he's not taking away his face from us, is Krishna. We have to understand that Krishna in every living entity, he is seated. Sarvasya cham riddhi sannivishto mata smritir jnanam apohanam cha vedesya sarve aham vedya vedantakrit vedavit eva chaham. So Krishna says in 15th chapter 15th verse, thus I am seated as a super soul in everyone's heart, and I am giving that the remembrance and forgetfulness. So he is a very, very integral part. Even if you think without Krishna our life is not possible at all. So as Krishna says that he is a taste in the water, he says he's the origin of everything. He says he's the moonlight, right? He gives the we were reading in 15th chapter itself. So he's the moonlight to nourishes the vegetables in the night. What we think, we just sleep when the night happens, but that moonlight nourishes the vegetables and fruits, that we get so many different varieties of fruit and vegetables. So Krishna says he's also the sun. So if we think about it, Krishna is our integral. So Krishna is giving so many things to us, but what we are doing to Krishna? So even in this life, if somebody gives us some gift, let's say on our birthday, so we try to reciprocate with that person at least on their birthday, or we give them at least something, right? So we try to reciprocate. Even if you love your child, you try to give the child a gift and on birthday or any other occasions as well. So we try to reciprocate the person whom we love. So how about Krishna? Because Krishna is so integral part, and we have been so forgetful of Krishna that we just are so entrapped in this Maya. So there are, Prabhupada explains, there are two types of Maya. One is Parishpaktika Shakti, and other is Avanatmika Shakti. So Avanatmika Shakti, what it does, it covers the living entity. So even if the living entity is in the body of a pig, he will think, oh, I am enjoying. Even what is the food for the pig? For a hog, it's a stool. So he eats a stool and he think I am enjoying. So he does mate. He mate and then he eats the stool and he think I am the word happiest animal ever. So that is Avramatnika Shakti, that covers the living entity. Whatever situation you are in, it will make you feel so comfortable that you never want to go out of that situation. We remember one of the story that is there with Indra when he became a pig, and when Brahma came to but he didn't want to give his wife and children. So I am very having nice life with my wife and children. So that happens with that. That is because Maya's Avanatmika Shakti, that covers the living entity. So it put them into the ignorance. And the other Shakti which I was talking about was it is called Prashipaknika Shakti. So what it means, right? When somebody wants to, so let's say if I tell somebody or somebody tells me that, okay, you start chanting. So this Bhagavad Gita as it is very nice. It tells us about the Supreme Yoga. It connects it to the Supreme Lord. And but you start chanting. So what Maya tries, what Maya does, this Maya, what this second type of Maya, what it does is, if you want to go closer to Krishna, so Maya will think, oh, how this soul is leaving me. How can it go to the grip of, how can it slip out of my grip? Because Maya's job is a thankless task, as Prabhupada always says that Maya will keep you bind. So, oh, why you are going there? And if you are going to Krishna conscious, oh, these guys, they follow so many rules and restrictions. Your life will be miserable. And then better you give it up. Why this nonsense? Prabhupada uses all these words. So what this nonsense? Give it up. So that is dragging you behind. If you want to go ahead a little bit, trying to understand some things, but it drag you behind. So that Maya. So we all, the living entity, are under the control of all this Maya. So that's what's happened, and it just reminded me one of the story. I just when I was trying to say that one time one Prabhuji was mentioning, let me see if I can if I can see if I can remember that. So what happens, there was one of the drug dealer in one of these western countries. So he wanted to hide from the police. So what he did was, there was sankirtana movement going on. So at the earlier days, there used to be sankirtana movement. So the devotees of the Prabhupada's devotee disciple, they worked very hard. They used to get up very early in the morning, and they all the morning sadhana program, and then they used to go for 10 to 12 hours of sankirtan. Sankirtan means distributing the books of Prabhupada. And they were having a very nice sankirtan, book distribution, as well as the harinam kirtan sankirtan. So they were having that. And this drug dealer, he wanted to escape the police. So what he did was, he came into the group. So inside the devotees he came. So you know how when you are inside all so many people, then police don't know. So police was trying to search, but they could not get this man. So then they thought of leaving. So they left. The police already left. What this person has did was, he wanted to leave, but you know how the devotees are. Hey, why you are leaving? You just dance. You just chant Hare Krishna. So like that, this person, he could not escape from the devotees. He wanted to escape, but they made him, dance and chant. So he and later he saw that when they were coming back to the temple, the police was nearby. So he thought of entering into the temple, and he entered into the temple, and police was outside. He still wanted to escape the police. So what he did was, he went to the temple president, and he told him that I want to I want to stay at the temple. This temple president was really very happy. So he called out the leader singer. So he said, very very nice preaching, your preaching. You just preached for some time, and you just did the kirtan, and look at this person, he is ready to give up everything and wanted to come to the temple. So this person, he was also thinking, I got some power, empowerment to get the conditioned soul. So then this person said, okay, he started living at the temple. So next day morning, he has to get up at 3:30 or 3 o'clock. He has to take the cold water bath at that time. And then he has to he don't know anything, right? He's new, his first time doing. So he don't know what this worship is, why they're singing Sansar Dava in the morning. And then he sees one plant, that is our Tulsi Maharani. And then he's circumambulating to Tulsi Maharani. He don't know all the things he's doing. So for 1 hour that program, and after that, okay, he thought I can sleep. But after that he has to do japa. So he don't know how to do japa. So he was Prabhuji was mentioning in the class, I remember when he was hearing that he was doing the japa, like his beads was not there, the japa bag was there, and he was just holding the japa bag and finger outside, and he was walking around for 2 hours and doing the doing this kind of japa. And then later on he thought, okay, now then Guru Puja, and then now class. And then he thought, okay, after class I can sleep. Then he sent prasadam, then he got prasadam. Then he thought, okay, now I can take some rest. No, but he has been instructed that from today you are going to go for Sankirtana for 8 hours a day. So he went, and then after coming, so much tired, and that's how he continued. So after 6 months of practicing Krishna consciousness, so he went to the temple president, because he got I don't remember the temple name, but Prabhuji mentioned, I'm forgetting. So he said that he came in front of Radha Krishna deities. So every day he used to do all these devotional activities. So and one day he got realization. So he came to the temple president, and he told that Prabhuji, you know what, so I want to say you something. So he said, yeah, tell me. So he said, what you're thinking I am not, what you're thinking I am not. So this temple president said, yeah, that is our philosophy. We are not this body, we are soul. You are perfectly going fine in this path. So you are perfectly understanding well. So he said, no, Prabhuji, it's not like that. I am a drug dealer, like that he says. And then he says, oh, so why you're doing here? We don't want any criminal activities in our temple. And then he said, then I want to surrender to Krishna. So this devotional practice is so powerful that he didn't even wanted to follow, but yet he followed. And after that, he came to this he came to, he wanted to surrender to Krishna. So he said, first you surrender to police and then you can surrender to Krishna. So temple president handed over to him to the police. And when the case was happening, then he said, okay, what do you want to say about about this all this case on you? So he says that, okay, first judge asked him, what do you do from the last 6 months, what you are doing? So he says, I wake up at 3 o'clock, and at 3:30 I sing some song, I dance, I do dance, and then I circumambulate a plant, and then I hear from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and then I go for the book distribution, like that. And he goes on saying, so the judge says, okay, you just leave it. Even our even our prisoners doesn't suffer like that. So he was thinking that it's a suffering, because he is waking up so early, taking cold bath and doing all this, but this has a spiritual bliss in it. So how do you think why the devotees are doing all these things? So I have heard one of the Prabhuji, he was saying that Dravida Prabhu, he have in his 40 years of Krishna consciousness, is never missed out a single Mangal Arati of the Lord. So wherever he goes, he cannot live without attending the Mangal Arati. And what is our condition? We cannot attend even one Mangal Arati. So we have to take inspiration from this. So what happens? This Prabhuji, and then he got released, and then he definitely surrendered and he became a devotee. And he was the one who is telling this story about himself in the class. And he said, I wanted to escape. Little I know, I came to the temple, just escaping the police. Little that I know, in by standing in front of Radha Krishna, I can escape this complete material world. So this is how glorious is the devotional service. So pure devotional service is very, very glorious. So this is just, I wanted to share, it came into my mind. So these two types of Maya, it will act on us. So Maya will test us. Okay, why you are going like that? So this verse is saying that whoever explains. So what happens? We definitely would, when we go to Sankirtana outside to do the Harinam, we don't know who is a devotee, right? We don't think that, okay, this is a devotee colony, so I'll do. We want to have more and more people to join our movement, because it's a so nice ISKCON society which Prabhupada has created. It's a wonderful, wonderful contribution of Prabhupada. No one can do, and no one could even do before him. So he has created to get a devotee association, so that in the devotee association we can chant, we can dance, we can have prasadam. Everything is there. Nothing has been missed out in this spiritual practices which Prabhupada has mentioned or given to us as to practice. So here it has been mentioned, because why that Krishna says only to the devotees? Because Krishna is thinking, okay, my devotee, if he has to explain to other person, he has to go so much of trouble, right? Somebody will look at you, okay, like this person, okay, he'll be always having some books and he'll always try to come to me and sell this book. But they don't understand the real motive of the book distributor. He's a soldier, because he even though the other person who is a book distributor want to save the person in front of him, or her, but this person will not never understand. He will think he just want to make some donation to the temple, like that it happens, right? We can also imagine before even we came to Krishna consciousness. So this is how but glorious are the devotees, that they take every risk to assist the Lord, because Krishna is in so much anxiety. Prabhupada always mentions that we are not at all want to leave our position. We want to maintain our position, and we don't want to go to Krishna. We don't want to go back home, back to Godhead. So most of the people, they don't know the knowledge. But even though if we know how much strong desire, how much lollyum or greed we have to go to Krishna, to reach to Krishna, so most of the people, they want to hold up of their position, and they don't want to go. So but Krishna is very much in anxiety. So why do you think he is sending so many acharyas? Why do you think Rupa Goswami is coming? Who is Rupa Goswami? Is Rupa Manjuri, serving the Lord Shri Radha Govinda in the eternal spiritual Vrindavan Dham. So why she's coming and as the Rupa Goswami in giving up this knowledge, the Manjaris. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur is a Manjari, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji is a Bhakti Siddhanta is a Manjari. So all these things, why these acharyas are coming and telling us. So Krishna is sending, because Krishna is so curious to get us back from here, but we are not at all. So how we think Krishna is maintaining us in this material world, and he also want us to come back. So he's sending so many acharyas, so many of knowledge, so much of books. Prabhupada, how much he went through when he was in here. He went through a lot of the troubles in his. It was not that he's Krishna's pure devotee, so his life is very comfortable. He has suffered a lot. We have know about Prabhupada's life, right? We have some idea how Prabhupada came here, how much difficulty he was in, and with the hard work of him alone, he established the society after 1 year when he have reached here. So he has reached in 1965, and ISKCON society has been established in 1966 in July. So that's how we have to understand. And he just started, in the park, he just started chanting this Hare Krishna. So much powerful was Prabhupada's chanting that and Kirtan, that it attract these souls to him. And he was purely, taking care of them and single-handedly maintaining all this temple. So this is what we have to understand. We have to go and preach to the people, and then because we are understanding that Krishna want everybody to come, so a devotee, what he does, he take every risk to preach the people. So Prabhupada took it's like you can say 200% risk, right? It was not 100%. It was how much his condition was. Everything was opposite. If you think, if you want to go to overseas at that time, you will not go when you are 70-year-old. We can't even go to a grocery store when we are at that age. Prabhupada, taking that mission in of his Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who was equally merciful, and whose Guru Maharaj was renunciate personified, Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, and his disappearance day is also there. So he wind up his pastime from this earth on the today day. He has winded off his pastime, so his disappearance is there. So they are so merciful, giving up all these details about the holy dham. Everything was lost, and the Goswamis, they excavated the holy places. They written so many books, literature, transcendental literature that has no comparison to the material wealth. So they are doing, and Prabhupada distributed, got all this in Western world, and then he preached to these people, and they became the devotee. So a devotee definitely take all type of risk to preach the message of the God. And one more thing here, when Krishna says, why do you think in 4th chapter Krishna says, if you can remember, why does Krishna, what does Krishna says to Arjuna when he speak about why I'm giving you the knowledge? Does anyone remember what Krishna says in 4th chapter? When he says that I'm giving you this knowledge because, what is that after because? Why does he give knowledge to Arjuna? Why didn't he choose anybody else? Why not Duryodhana? Why not anybody else?
Because Arjuna is very dear friend to
dear to
Lord.
him, yeah.
Yeah.
So very rightly said. Yes, he was a devotee. So 4.3, Krishna says that very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you, because you are my devotee as well as my friend, and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science. At least if we go to someone, they should not, if they are not favorable, they should not be averse. They should not be saying completely negative. They should not be averse. They at least have a little faith. So we can give them, and their faith can be nourished when they chant and hear about Krishna. So that Bhakti Lata beach will grow, and then you have to guard it against, that analogy is there by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we have to guard it, and we have to water it with that seed which we got. We have to water it. So preaching means also to get the new souls, and also if we can deepen the relationship, who has always who has some idea about Krishna, but it may not be correct, right? In India, if you say, so many people, they will say, I know about Krishna, But what does Brahma says? We have read Brahma Stuti in Purushottam. So what Brahma says? Brahma says that if somebody says that I know about Krishna, let them think that way. I will say that I don't know anything about you. I mean, I don't want to speak in this subject matter, because he got bewildered, even though he's a topmost living entity. What is our condition? So here we should understand that this science should be told to devotees and discussed between the devotees. But if other person, they don't know, they are very innocent, as Pyare Prabhu was mentioning, they are innocent, they don't know, but they are not like very negative and or doing the offenses when we are trying to tell them. So we can make that discrimination based on our judgment when we go and preach. So this this has to be given to the people, then only this movement will gonna spread. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says yare dekho tare kaho Krishna updes. So you become a guru, and you on my order you become a guru and preach this message. So when you want to preach this message, when you have realized, at least you have some realization about it. And two things happen. Preaching doesn't mean that we have to sit and give the lecture only. Preaching means if we can show by our achar also, like acharya. Basically, when we say of acharya is who you know, who shows us the path, who walks also on the path. So it's not like he's saying thing different and he's doing different thing. So that also become itself a preaching. When a person, when you might be thinking that preaching is just only, when we speak we are preaching, but no. If we are having some kind of life, this Krishna consciousness is just not like, it's a complete lifestyle. So it's not like I'm coming to the temple and then I'm a devotee in the temple and I'm home, I'm something else. No, this Krishna consciousness means you are 24/7, you should be a devotee. It should not be I have to, or anyone who want to become Krishna conscious has to change a complete life. So let's say the normal lifetime, what happens, we try to lack in our sadhana. So we have to, if we want to make constant endeavor to approach Krishna, we have to try to improve our sadhana. So I mean, everyone will be facing the troubles, but we have to keep constantly increasing our lalyam towards Krishna. Instead, what happened, we try to think so many other things. So that's what happened to us. Because why? Because Maya's two Shakti I talked about, Arnatmika and Prapeshatmika Shakti. So that we have to be always remember that those Shaktis are working on us, but we have to make a constant effort by chanting, by hearing, by so many things are there to engage, by singing to the Lord, by worshipping the Lord, by Mangalarti, by chanting, by making prasadam of the Lord. So complete lifestyle has to be changed to, if we want to become a devotee. So like if I say Sunday I go to the temple and I eat in the temple, but other days I just go to the restaurant and that's fine, I eat. No. So restaurant eating is not at all. Why? Because it is not been made and it is not has been offered to Krishna. So one Prabhuji was mentioning that some people might be thinking, okay, I cannot go to the restaurant, but I get the food from the restaurant and then I offer it to Krishna. That is also absolutely wrong, because it has not been made by the devotee. And what is the conscience of the person that has made the food? So consciousness matters. So even I was reading about Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, just now got into my mind that he never used to eat with anybody's. Never used to. He was so renunciate that he used to. One person asked him, Gauri Das, some name was there, and he asked him, and he told him to come and live with his home, in his home. So he told that no. If he said multiple times. So then Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj, he said that. No, I cannot come. If you want me to come, I want the seat in the toilet place. So he was so renunciate, Sakshat Vairagya Murte. So he was so renunciate that he used to sit in the toilet and chant, and then he cleaned that place and then he used to chant, because he used to think people, the materialistic people come and disturb him from his blessings, to give him blessings. So one king came and he wanted to offer him one of the place at his king. So Babaji Maharaj said, no, you come to me. And and we will sit together and we will do Hari Bhajan. Then that person left. So he was so much renunciate that Babaji and Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj has no other disciple he accepted apart from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He didn't have any other disciple, and he was Nashtika Brahmachari. He was very highly elevated soul, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur as well. So because of his, we got this message, and Prabhupada has took his mission, and then we have hearing and discussing about Bhagavad Gita, even though staying in the kingdom of Maya, right? US, we say New York is the, Prabhupada always says kingdom of Maya. So, but we are discussing about Krishna. So beautiful messages. So we'll just quickly go to the next verse. Does anyone has any thing to discuss? They are interrelated. Maybe I can discuss for 2-3 minutes and then we'll hear from you. So nacha tasman manusheshu. So what does Krishna says here in 1869? He says there is no person who is dearer to me. Why? So he's saying there is no servant in this world more dear to me than he who preached this message. So who give this message to everyone. Why? Because Krishna is always anxious to get us back, but we never think about Krishna so much. So but Krishna is very much thinking all these knowledge what we have, all these acharyas what we have in, that is, they are the living proof that Krishna, he cares so much. And if we read Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is sun, Krishna is water. What we can do about, what we can do without all these things? We are dead. So Krishna is is our very dear friend. We have to understand that, and that's what he says here, that he is that person who take every possible risk to preach the message. Then, and it's not that somebody would be book distributor is a preacher. It's also if you can help in some other way, like Gita Jayanti is coming, so if we can't directly go to the person and give, we can always sponsor the book, so that way it get distributed. So you have some, your Lakshmi contributed, so that way you are at least having some part of the distribution, or somebody can give those devotees prasadam. These are different services. See, all are devotional service on equal level, but we have to some or the other connect to the service, whichever way we want. So we want to definitely make this effort to distribute Prabhupada book in whatever way we can contribute, and that way these books by our book distributors reach to the other people. They might read them, they might open it someday. If they don't open, the other family member would open, and that's their one of the Maharaj, I forgot the name, he says that, I think Vaisheshika Prabhu, he says that the book, this could be the life most. So some people will say my marriage day was the most happiest day, and some people say my birthday is the most happiest day, my child birthday is the most, but most happiest moment of the person is when he receives Srila Prabhupada book, because that is the message which is going to take him to the knowledge or the light or enlightenment. So otherwise we are all in ignorance. Without Prabhupada we are nothing, because we don't know anything what we are doing before coming to Krishna consciousness. What other people were doing, the same thing we were doing, like sleeping, eating, all those same things we were doing, but little bit different we are trying to do. We're trying to serve little bit to Krishna, so that we can at least somehow or the other we can reach the lotus feet, or we can reach the lotus feet, and we can we can please our spiritual master, we can please our Srila Prabhupada. We're trying to do some seva, some service. So that's how I wanted to say. And one more verse, Tav kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhirithitam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grananti Ye Bhurida Jana. So this is the verse from Gopi Geet, right? So what does the gopis are saying? So Tav Kathamritam. So let me just pull this out so that I quickly read the translation. What does it says? I'm just pulling that out. So this is a very important verse. I think most of us are reading Gopi Geet in Gopi, one second, yes, open something as Gopi Geet in the 31st chapter of 10th canto. Jayati, it starts with Jayati Tedikam, and this is the 9th verse of the Gopi Geet, where they says that those who ever preach this message, they are the life and soul. So I just want to read the complete translation, but I'm not able to find it out. Let me see if I can now. So that's a 9 word. In total, Gopis speaks around 19 verses, and very, very beautiful Geet by Gopis when they, when Krishna disappeared, and they were like completely mad for Krishna. They were like imitating the pastime of Krishna. They were like so much absorbed in the thought of Krishna, and then they sang this beautiful Gopi Geet. Very, very, very beautiful. So it says the nectar of your words and the description of your activities are the life and soul of those suffering in this material world. So, tav katamritam. So, tav katha. So, your katha means, right, the whatever description describing the activities of the Lord are the life and soul who are suffering in this material world. These narration transmitted by learned sages eradicates one's sinful reaction and bestow good fortune upon whoever hears them. These narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Certainly, those who spread the message of Godhead are most munificent. So, what does Gopi is saying? Gopi is saying because your katha, when people hear, so if we hear about Trump, if we hear about Biden, if we hear about Narendra Modi, or any other person, Ambani, are we going to get purified? No. Are we? What's use of our time if we are investing all these on all these news? So we have to spend our time on Krishna Katha, because these whoever are suffering in this material world, these Katha is like a nectar. Because what happen when we hear, how much ever we hear, that never go in vain. So we get purified. Our Krishna's name, it enters through our ear, and it there is a verse in second canto. So it cleanses Krishna itself, it cleanses the heart of the devotee by entering. But what we have to do, we have to open our ears to hear about Krishna, and then he opens and goes. So that this verse says that these are very, very mangalam. Mangalam means auspicious, very, very auspicious. And whoever sage is, so for us, Srila Prabhupada is a great sage. See, we are taking knowledge for so many people. Vyasadeva has written, and then Bhakti Siddhanta, and these acharyas Baldev Vidyabhushan, who established Vaishnava philosophy again, because there was, they were not accepting the Radha Krishna worship. They were I think Sri Sampadaya, they were accepting only the worship of Rama and Lakshmi Narayana. So he came and he gave the commentary, and then I think it is called Govinda Bhashya. So and because they say that you don't have any commentary on commentaries, because Srimad Bhagavatam is the commentary of the Vedanta, but they said that no, you should have your own commentary. And then Govinda Bhashya has been written by Baldev Vidyabhushan. He was helped by Krishna himself, because so much less time he had, he could not write. So he have so many acharyas, yeah, we should be grateful to. We are reading so many commentary. If you see in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada says Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, Srila Krishna Chakrati Thakur, and then we read Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami. So all these Goswamis we hear, right? And we hear Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So all these are the very, very great sages who have, changed our life by giving us this message. So I would like to stop here and see if anyone has any realization to share on these two verses. This is what, these verses I think meant for us. I try to explain. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Mataji,
Hare Krishna.
I want to tell you that I like the class.
Hare Krishna. Please bless me.
No, Mataji, you bless me.
Okay.
I liked your story about the drug dealer. I had actually heard about it before
but more specifics. You don't know where it was and all that, huh? I had heard it before, probably from
I
Prabhu
heard
and Jiva.
also. Someone is saying something.
Yeah, I had forgotten about it. It was long ago, I think, right?
Yeah, I have heard. Yeah, I have heard it, Mataji, from one of the devotee, and I think it just came into my mind. If I wanted to share, I would
Right,
have
right.
looked at
I
and
had heard it long time ago, so you brought back some
nice to
memories
hear
of
it
that.
from the devotee.
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah. And I liked what you said, like, these people have too many restrictions.
Yeah.
Maya is staying
A really nice story that came into my mind at that time.
Yeah, even after you become a devotee, Maya is always testing you in so many ways. Just finish your japa, then you can do something nice else.
Yeah, just finish your chapter, right? That's
Yeah, just finish your routine, then you can do
Prabhupada
something
says
else.
minimum 16, but what our condition is, how much we can chant, we need to see. Yeah, but we think, okay, this we can do. If we finish our the japa, then we'll do this, we'll do that. That comes into our
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. You're most of the time you're trying to like finish whatever you want to, your
then,
routine in Krishna consciousness and do something else rather than what you said. 24/7, if you're really a devotee, we should be doing it 24/7, but we don't have that consciousness, to that degree
yeah,
to
so
want
that
to do it 24/7. You always want to do something, more, little more sense gratificatory, and just finish your Krishna conscious active, routine.
yeah, actually we don't relish the chanting. Sometime maybe a glimpse of it we might have noticed. If we have done a good japa, we'll feel so good, but it doesn't
Hmm.
happen most often. So we try to lag there. So we have to get it improve, try to improve and get it improve. So that way Krishna will show his mercy and we'll be able to get some taste. Holy name. Okay, anybody else would like to share any thoughts, realization, comments? Feedback? Okay, if
Hare
not,
Krishna, Mataji, before you end the class, just want to mention about tomorrow's plan. So tomorrow we are going to have a special Bhagavad Gita class at 7 p.m. We will have Chaitanya and Shri. Both of them will be giving a class. 7 to 7:30 it will be Chaitanya, and 7:30 onwards it will be Shri. So don't miss tomorrow's class. And then we also have our
Who is
special.
giving the class? You said Ganpati Govind Prabhu?
Chaitanya
Um,
and Shri. Chaitanya, Madhav Kanta's Prabhu's kid, I think, and Shri. Right, Prabhu?
yes, Mataji.
What time?
7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Regular Bhagavad Gita class, Mataji.
Oh, in the evening. Okay.
Yeah, and then we have our Thanksgiving special program that we discussed yesterday. So that's going to be a day-long program. It will start at 10 a.m. and then it is going to end at 6 p.m. So I'm going to send an email with the schedule and everything. But please don't miss the program tomorrow at 10. And I'm just revealing a secret here. I was told not to, but Niranjan Maharaj may be joining tomorrow at 10 a.m. So don't miss that opportunity. So Kari Prabhu is discussing with him, and most likely, or hopefully, I shouldn't say most likely, but very likely that Maharaj may join tomorrow at the beginning of the program at 10.
Mhm. Yeah, I can join at 10, but some of us are having family over and we can't join the whole program through the whole day.
Yeah, I understand, Mataji.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing the information. Please make a note, as Prabhuji mentioned, we have a program for 8 hours, and then we have Bhagavad Gita class by kids tomorrow. I think would be the first class from the kids. Hare Krishna. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
कृष्ण
प्रतिदानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा तुलसी।
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.
हरि बोल।